We're talking with head coach Fernando Sanchez of the Alamogordo girls basketball team, talking about the Tigers season this year. So, Coach, after the girls have been in this system now for a year, and you get all starters back, most of your team back. We kind of talked over the summer. It seems like it's going to be taking the next step this year for you guys.
That's definitely the expectation, is to take that next step, and it's always nice when they've been in the system. We're still learning though. We're relatively young in the system. 1 year. It's not like we got to put everything in last year, but we're working on improving that. It's just nice to be able to go into practice and call something, and the girls have an idea of what we're expecting. Very different than it was last year. We were still teaching. Half the girls were going to the wrong spot, so it makes it interesting for me as a coach, and it's just a great part of being in a program where the continuation part. And so we definitely with that raise your expectations. We're adjusting better. We have better expectations of the kids. The kids know better what to do. So it's definitely a better situation all around.
So would you say probably a state tournament definitely is a state tournament bid, probably a goal for this team then this year?
It has to be a goal. I mean, we definitely have to say that the expectation is to make the state tournament. If we're not making the state tournament, then we've got to look at what's going wrong. Because with the girls back that we have, and the experience that we have back, and all those things being in the system now, you do expect it, and the girls kind of have that expectation themselves as well.
What kind of changes, maybe on offense, are we going to see from last year, and what kind of, offensive team are you guys looking to be this year?
We'll be a little more up-tempo than we were last year. We wanted to be a little more up-tempo last year, but with learning the system, we didn't know where to go yet and how to get there. So I think, we're working on picking up the tempo a little bit, but, the biggest thing is we want to try to be a little more inside-oriented. Last year was all about the outside, and very little inside damage, but we want to really improve on the inside game and try to get some easier baskets than we got last year.
Talk about the inside game a little bit. You do get some pretty decent size in this team. You have a 5'10", and a 6 foot under there. So kind of talk about the size this team has.
We big difference from last year. Chanel Jackson's about 6 foot. Mary Lepke's about 6 foot actually, and then you bring in Kristen Archuleta. Her 5'11" frame, 5'10" frame is a big advantage for us. We got bigger. Seems weird that we brought everyone back, but we got bigger. We got a transfer in from Lovington, Victoria Taiora. She's another big girl. Lauren Gwynn actually finished out the year with us on the varsity squad. She's about 5'9", 5'10". And so all of a sudden we go last year from having one big kid, and a lot of times we were on the court with no one taller than 5'8". All of a sudden this year, it's hard to imagine us not having someone much taller on the court at all times, and that they've been around, so they know what we're doing and we know what we're working towards.
Talk about some of the kids who are coming back. Obviously, you look at Stephanie Anderson right there, and I know back in the summertime she was trying to involve more as a scorer, and how has she evolved as a player over the summer to become more of a scorer?
I think she's evolved tremendously, and she's really put forth the effort to do the things she needs to do. One of the things that she really did work on was, again, the idea of becoming a scorer, not a shooter. A lot of times with shooters, if they're not wide open, they kind of limit their opportunities, and she's actually learned to drive the lane. The experience in Las Vegas this summer was great for her. Having her back is definitely a big boost. She's a top 10 player going to New Mexico Preps, and we feel like she may be even better than that. But as team success goes, the individual results, the awards are going to come with that. So we've got to be more successful, and people pay more attention to you. But as important as she is to us, we know she's going to do what she's going to do. She's going to bring damage, scoring that stuff. I said, however, we're really going to lean a lot on girls like Taylor Gwynn at the point, who, just a vocal leader for us. She does so much good for us. Alicia Jacob, she played so many minutes for us last year because she plays so many positions. She plays anywhere from the 2 to the 5 for us, and she's probably one of our best defenders and rebounders. Fundamentally speaking, she does outstanding. We talked about the big girls already, but Kristen and Chanel, their improvement over the summer was better than anybody's, and that's probably the single most important thing, is the way they've emerged into being better players. It really is going to change the dynamics of our team.
Talk about the way you guys are hoping to do defensively. Last year it was kind of a full court press time team, trying to just force turnovers in the backcourt. What are you trying to play more half court this year, or what are you planning on doing defense?
Well, early in the year we're going to just stick to a lot of vanilla. It's going to be real plain Jane, simple stuff. Ideally, the goal for us is we become a strong man-to-man team. It's the biggest change in the program probably was that, going from a lot more zone to very hard man-to-man. we still like to pick up full court. But the team's a little bigger. Personnel's changed just slightly. So I don't know if we're as quick as we were last year. We still have some quickness on the team. But so it might change a little bit on how we do it. It'll depend on who we're playing. But you'll see man-to-man predominantly, whether it's full court or half court. That'll be our bread and butter. And, after that, it's, do the things we feel like we need to do to be successful.
I know it's always a little too early to talk about district, but I mean, looks like Mayfield probably is the favorite this year. But have you guys talked about a goal of where to try to finish in district this year?
I think our coaching staff has, but like we say, so much can happen between now and then January when we start in district. It's hard to say, this, but definitely our goal is to finish in the top 2 in district. Really, our goal is the same from district to non-district. Win every home game. And make sure we steal some on the road. And in our district, if you win at home and still a couple on the road, you end up district champs. And this year, Mayfield's definitely the team to beat. There's no doubt about that. The success that they've had and the program that Coach Maya runs is big. But we feel like we can play. And so the goal is to win every game. We're going to take everything one possession at a time and 1 minute at a time. We can't really move forward and injuries and you just never know what's going to happen. It's hard to say, but we definitely feel like we should be a top 2 team in our district.
Cool. Thanks, Coach.